Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Uh, in this video, before I go to tell you that what is our today's agenda, it's written here. Okay. Uh, First of all, let me do one thing for forever. Means I do one thing so that you don't have to enter the password again and again for the super user. So for this, let me do a small correction in the VBA, Alter F11 to go to the VBA, and in the login, since you have to enter it to enter into the with the super user is this, right? So I want this password to be saved so that all you need to do is select EMJ and then click login. Or even if already it is AMJ written, then the password should come in there. All you need to do is log in with a um, valid password. Okay, so you don't have to remember the password, and so it will be taken. Okay, so what we need to do and where we need to do here when the this workbook is open. You see, this is written open. As soon as this whatever is written in here in the workbook open, this is going to be performed each time the file is open, right? So here we are going to write before showing the login show. This is the login form. Before showing this, we want login.text ID, user ID is equal to AMJ, and we want password. So what is the password? Dot text for password. Yeah, this one. Password is equal to AMJ123. Okay, so you don't have to remember it, and all you need to do is as soon as it is shown, click login, and here you go. Okay, so let me see if this works well, right? So what we do here is we we close this book and reopen it. Or the simplest thing is that you click as it start from here as if it is opening, right? So let's see. Yeah. So you see the password is already entered and the user has been selected. All you need to do is log in, right? Okay. Uh, so here, this is done correctly and you are logged in, right? So I hope you have been able to access all the files in the comment section of each the video. Where when I upload the video, I do mention that you can open that the following Excel file, right? If you click on it, so the URL is given, and it is open, right? And when you open it, you will be prompted with the login prompt, and here you go, and then you can go through all the programs which we have uh, shown you, and we have shown you different techniques, and so it will you can yourself go through all this, and that will recap all your understanding, right? That the system is governed with this authorization matrix, and this is the menu interface. When you click on the employee master, it is linked with the employee if you have the permission. Of course, AMJ has the full permission, so it will allow you to see the employee code, right? And it is currently uh, taking the data from here, the sheet. But since And we have now established a SQL connection. So we will show you the how to pick the data, not from the sheet but from the database. So that's a new area. It's a very for many of our viewers, it will be interesting, and this is going to be a great milestone for your development career, in which you are not relying just on the data which is placed in the worksheet. Rather, you are able now to go out of the Excel, take a connection with the database, and as we did in our previous video, establish this database, right? And we 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 connected it to the Northern database, and we renamed the file, right? And we show we can select the top 9 records. Yeah, it is written 1,000, but there are only 9 records, so 9 records are. And we show you that you can remove this if you find it unnecessary star, replace them with the star. Why? You replace them with the star, yeah. So you can remove all this as well. Why? Okay. So you are saying display all the columns from this table, right? And then you execute by F5. So this is still going to show you the same command. And this is the command which with which we create a record set. So let's go back to where we were in the previous session, uh, in which we created a connection. We used the database, uh, and then we log into the database through VBA, and then we created a record set, and we counted down how many records were in the record set, and so on. Right. So let's go back to our code. So this was not the code. The code was here. Yeah, we remember connect to SQL. So 7 steps were mentioned to you. First is the set the references. Yeah, let me tell it again, because this is without this, your connectivity with the external database is not going to work. You have to use ADO, that is Active Database Object, and the latest version, that is 2.8, 2.8, yeah, 2.8, 2.8, right? So this is the latest version. Whatever is the latest version, so you you select it. These all would be available in here, in somewhere here. Now, you see. So we have you have to select it. So as soon as you put a tick mark here, they will jump on the top, right? And these are being selected. Once they are selected, now these commands are going to work. Otherwise, the system will not understand that what is ADODB.connection, right? So since you have put a tick mark in there, so that's why it is accepting this command. And step 2 was the connection establishment, right? So for this, you have dimmed the declared a variable, right? And then that whatever is declared, this has to be set. This is set. Without setting, this connection cannot work, right? So once it is set, now the setting procedure is that you need some string. So we use set up connection string, right? This is the connection string in which you first of all enter this driver. Driver is equal to SQL Server, right? And then you specify the database. our database is my Northwind uh, mm, 2 database, which we created in our previous session. You can also see it. It is here. We will get back to there. If you see, this is the database. If you close all these database and you will start, so this is the database which we have mentioned. There are two databases. One is a blank database. We named it as a wisdom. Okay, so what we are connecting is this database, my not win two, right? And this is exactly the same which is mentioned in our code here. If you can see, the database is equal to my not win two, right? And the server, this is very important. Where is this database located? It is located on, this is the host name of my machine, laptop, and then the instance of the SQL server that is named as SQL. It has to be the same spelling. There shouldn't be any variation in the spelling, otherwise it will not connect, will give an error, right? So you make a string. The string is equal to initially this, then that is concatenated with this, and then this string is concatenated to the last one. That's it. So the two remaining things are the user ID and the password. You give it like this, and then you get connected, right? So let's see until this stage. Yeah, we put a breakpoint and click right this here. So it has successfully executed all these things. Now, if the connection state is one, it is one. So it will show you that it is connected. Okay, in the immediate window. So we showed this window to you in the previous session. I think this is you can see by going to the view and go to the property windows. Not the immediate window. Go to the that is Control G, right? If you press the Control G, Control, hold on Control and G, it is going to take you to the property, this window, which is called what? Which is the immediate window, right? You have deleted all everything. Now execute it and keep an eye in there. You press F8 here. Let me put a step. F8 is the go one step forward. Okay. Now it is going to print whatever it is going to print. It's going to appear in the immediate window, right? You can write anything during your testing, that whatever you want to do, like debug.Print, yeah, whatever you write, print, whatever you want to write here, you can write it here. For example, you want to write 355 multiplied by, for example, 6, okay? Okay, so it's going to return you each F8. It's going to return you the value. It can, so anything written in the quotes, it's literal, it is going to be printed. Anything written without the quotes, so it is assumed that there is going to be some calculation to be performed, right? Okay, so just for your information. Next is the step 5 is what that declaring the variable. Now, since the connection has been established, uh, it is now going to create a record set. What is a record set? It's a set of records which you are targeting, which you want to use in your processing, right? So those records has to be ADB or DB, means active database, and you have connected it to the database now. using a simple SQL thing, you can uh, create create a record set, right? So since you have dimmed, means declared the record set, and you have set the record set, now the thing is you are going to execute this. Means we have taken all these things which we wrote in the previous session into a separate connection, data download, as it's a subroutine, right? And it is going to execute. It is going to execute using this connection, this record set, and this sheet. This is sheet, right? As a string, and then it is going to start work uh, as per your requirement, right? So let's put a breakpoint here and see if it works, right? Press F5 or this. Oh, it has done. It has created a new record set, and it has moved the pointer to the first position, the first record of the record set, right? And now what we are doing is that we are checking that each field in the record set fields, means the record set has different fields, So we have to see that our fields are in line with what we have in our sheet. Just for example, showing you the means this way you are learning how to analyze your record set. So for each field in there, so we are not talking about the core, the data placed in there. We are talking about the column headers, right? The fields. So let's see. So what does it do? Press F8. Yeah, press F8. So now the field has some value. Okay. So this is the field. Okay. In the each field, this is the field, and you have to see the field name. That means in the field, right? So the field name is file A, right? The file S. The first field name is file S. So let's go and see, do we have a file as name in the employee sheet? Let's go there. Yeah. Employee sheet. There is no file as name, right? So okay. So one field is not existing. So we would like that to be appeared here. Once it is not found in the columns listed in the sheet, so this column should be incorporated. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, and now I want nothing to be done, and I want to skip it to the next sheet. Okay, so right, sir. What is the field? Its field name. Previously it was file as. Now it is employee name. So let's see. Is there a field which is named as it is last name? It is not employee name. It's last name. It is first name. But the name with the employee name is not found. So we would like this to come in the first blank position, right? In the sheet. We will do this in short. Okay, then let's go and see that we don't do anything for the moment, anything here. Let's see and go to the next field. What is the next field? It is the ID. The ID is there, right? So in this case, if it is equal to this thing, it is not going to write anything there. So what it is checking that our sheets in Excel are synchronized with the record sets fields or not. Hmm? Once they are synchronized, then we can proceed next to to the record level, right? To the record sets. So go to the first record and put the information into the sheets. So each time we run this, all this data is going to be overwritten. It will overwrite all the data right from the database. So that will be really, because there are the chances in Excel, these are amended, they are outdated or so. So this will make our data updated directly from the database. Okay, so let's go back here and let's each time we want we want this to be displayed, right? So that we see control V. So we say MSG box. This is a practice as well, what we have learned, so that you know that or what is the MSG box doing. So let's take it. After it, we would like it to be stopped here. Okay. Okay. So ID, right? Fine. The next is company. That's it. The next is last name. Yeah, last name. And the next is first name. That's right. First name. And the next is email address. That's right. And the next is what? Job title. Fair enough. Business, home, good, and home phone, and so on and so forth. So let me quickly go through it. And this was the session in which we have showed you how you not only that you get connected to the database, but you get the data record sets updated, and then you use that record set in connection with your existing. Yeah. Now, slowly and steadily, we are using Excel no longer as a database, rather at an output place in which our data will be placed on the backend in the SQL Server, and these our and we will be outputting our data from the SQL Server, and we will be using Excel as an output reporting of the data, right? So I hope you enjoyed this and see you in the next session as well. Do see my latest video with the updated login form, in which you don't have to. Please, if you can acknowledge it to me, then my on that you are using these things. I would love to receive your emails on my email. My email address is, I write it here. My email address is for your information. So you will find it. Yeah, that is my name. I'm here. And 1962 was my year of birth at the rate, then here you were at gmail.com. Okay. Later on, we will use your these support, and your emails will encourage us, and that how many users are actively participating in this learning experience. I'm also learning, and you are also. I'm sharing it. Through sharing, I'm learning. Okay, and I will learn from you as well. Thank you very much.